More facts are emerging about the state of the economy inherited by President Bola Tinubu from his predecessor. The Governor of Plateau State, Mutfwang, blamed the economic hardship facing Nigerians on the last administration led by former President Muhammadu Buhari, speaking during the swearing-in of 22 special advisors and heads of other government agencies for his administration at the Rayfield Government House in Jos. Governor Mutfwang noted that President Tinubu inherited from Buhari the worst-performing economy in the country since the return of democracy in 1999. MJ, let me start with you. Economists, stakeholders, past leaders have continued to, reiterate this fact. And interestingly, this is a PDP governor.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that Mutfwang is a PDP governor, so it's not as if is in the camp of the APC. So it's the kind of things that happened under Buhari, honestly, they are better imagined. Now, the Bureau of Statistics released its figures for the last 6 months. And do you know that between June and December, between June 2023 and December 2023, when subsidy was removed, Nigeria saved 1 billion liters of petrol. 1 billion liters, which means in the past years, we have been subsidized. In fact, we cut fuel importation by 50%, and there are still cars on the road. Yes, prices are higher, but at least 1 billion liters. Now,
it means half of what we were paying.
We are paying subsidy for.
Subsidy was for fraud.
For fraud. That's what it meant. So
we knew at that time that this thing was wrong.
Yes.
I remember even the Senate president then. We played his video a number of times. He said, "Look, this thing is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
There's no way Nigerians can consume this quantum of
about 60 million liters
per
day.
Customs, the CG.
Yeah.
Then Ahmed Ali also said the same thing. He said it is impossible for Nigerians to consume this level of fuel. That if where are the trucks?
Now, what we consume per day now is between 19 to 20 million liters, as against the subsidized one, quote and unquote, of between 45 and 60 million liters. At the point, NMPC cannot even tell us 1 million liters. Where are the trucks? Well, where are the vehicles consuming them? So, and we have a central bank where I don't know what their business is with the payment of election observers, international observers, so to say. They took $6.2 million away from the CBN, forged the president's signature, forged the signature of the secretary to the government, and these guys are alive. Nobody, the MFLA could not check. You could not put if you can't reach the president, if you can't even call the president, you can reach the secretary to the government, Boss Mustafa. But I said, no, I never signed this. $6.2 million.
It just went ahead and paid.
What is the business of a central bank in the payment of
election observers?
For election observers.
Do they even pay election observers? Do they pay them?
The international election observers are, in most cases, sponsored by their home governments.
Yes. And the EU and the rest.
The EU, the DFID, the donor agencies. So what's the business of a central bank under Buhari? These are just a few things. So Mutfwang, while swearing in his 22 special advisors, said they should not blame this man, Ashwadu, that he inherited the worst economy since 1999. Honestly, and that's a fact.
Yeah, we were printing money.
We are busy printing money, doing ways and means.
Ways and means.
Through Binance under 9 years of Emefiele as CBN governor, the CBN could not trace $29 billion. The facts are there. Cardoso said it himself. Said they could not trace $29 billion.
No, the people behind
it. The people behind it.
And that kind of money passed through
finance. The system. So, how do you start plugging this kind of hole? So I really feel
You know, the governor talked about even crude oil.
Yes.
That that they have not even processed.
Yeah.
From the soil.
They
already paid in advance.
Paid in advance.
So what it means is that this government comes into office, is unable to earn money as much as it will earn, because as you are producing the crude oil, you are sending it to those that you have already collected money from.
Because it's a fusious
and
market.
That's why we couldn't give Dangote
more than 6 million liters.
He had to go abroad to get crude oil. And we produce crude oil here. So the government was broke. They did not admit it. They rather preferred to print money. It is that ways and means that contributed to the weakened state of our currency today, where the naira is valueless. So many things that should have been corrected were not corrected. So many things. There are investigations going on in the National Assembly, some of what we are hearing. As a Nigerian, your blood will boil.
Absolutely.
Somebody called me and said, Jide, why are you people talking about this? Why are we not going to talk about it? What are you talking about? What we talk about is our country. And we don't want a system that permits airlines who come here, do business, they can't repatriate their money. We owe airlines the quantum of money that they are owed. Nigeria alone is owing airlines is like 1/3 of the global debt. Come on.
Out of $800 million,
we alone
we are owing about $600 million.
And now those people, they don't want to come and do business in Nigeria because they see us as people who cannot honor their obligations.
Yeah.
People that cannot be respected. Now the president is going around begging and saying, look, you will be able to move your money in and out if you come into our country. Once Cardoso is able to pay up all of these forward obligations, those obligations, I'm sure that the international community would trust us more and we want to do business here, because they know we will also put systems in place, methods in place that will ensure that people can repatriate their money.
Interestingly, the president, just yesterday or day before, he told the Qatari government that do not offer bribe to any of our people. And if requested or taken from you, report to us.
Yeah, because we have a reputation for that. Many foreign investors have been frustrated because they will keep making demands. Some enemies of our country will be making demands that will frustrate those investors and they won't want to stay. So the president knew that there is a problem. These people don't want to come because of those big-time bribe takers. And he's coming out to say, look, if anybody asks you for bribe, tell me. Now some people are saying, no, he shouldn't have said that he demarketed Nigeria. Absolute rubbish. That is not demarketing Nigeria. That is alerting you to the possibility of those people coming to ask you for bribe. But if they ask for bribe, I need you to know that this is not official corruption. Yeah. They are doing it for themselves. And anyone who does that, let us know so that we'll deal decisively with that person. You know, it is the truth. Even without him saying it, the whole world knows that this is how we are. But we have to change that. There's no country where corruption thrives, where rule of law is not obeyed, that is able to attract investors. No, they will stay away. They will stay away.
MJ, the president has also said he would do everything to turn around the economy of this country. But one thing he would not be blamed for is not trying.
Yes, you know, because we have a president who is on top of his game. He's an auditor, he's an economist, and he has played in the oil and gas sector. So there is no story you want to tell him. He understands the economy, like the back of his hand. So there's no story you can tell President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He gets involved, and he does not care whose ox is God when he's trying to fix things. I mean, look at Better I Do. She was suspended. And he has warned that, if you can't chip in, then you chip out. that this government means business. It might be rough at the beginning, but things will change. Mutfwang, the Plateau governor, Caleb Mutfwang, said it is not rocket science that the Naira is depreciating, because there are so many things that we should do, that we have neglected in the past 8 years. Things really went bad under the past administration. But we want to say, yes, it's an APC governor. They were, government. They were there together. But who was in charge?
Soludo not say the same thing.
Soludo said the same thing. That give this man some time. Things had gone really, really bad. I've never seen a reckless or a more reckless central bank that is supposed to be the custodian of our funds, just busy printing money, doing ways and means.
It's shameful.
Very, very shameful. And to the extent that the wife of Emefiele had to be declared wanted because of some of the things I've traced to her and those who are close to him. So, and we had a president who was just aloof. That's why, because a lot of people believe that we could do away with so many things. How can $6.2 million leave a central bank without checking? Somebody came with fake signatures of the president and the secretary of the government, and that money left.
No questions asked.
And that was just for 2023 election. Only God knows what has been happening in the past years. Probably if we didn't have a Cardoso, who is there now, and the examiners appointed by the president, who is doing a very good job there. All these ones wouldn't have come to the open.
Did we even know about our exposure to JP Morgan?
Yes. They were lying to us about our foreign exchange, that we had foreign reserves of 36 billion, whereas we had less than 13 billion. It's now that we are just growing the foreign reserves again.
But also, we cannot have this kind of conversation without talking about the complementary roles state governors are supposed to play in the revival of our economy.
Yes, state governors have their own bits. They have, as subnationals and even local governments, they must all, like the kind of palliatives rolled out by the Lagos State Governor, the Ogun State Governor, Ekiti State Governor, and what Zulum is doing in Borno. But Zulum has introduced electric taxes in Borno.
Those 15 naira per drop.
15 naira per drop. So we are not using fuel. Soludo in Anambra bought 800 tractors to assist farmers. Those are palliatives. By the time we start seeing the effects of all of this, so the subnational governments, the governors, need to support the federal government, not for them to just come to Abuja, take those billions and take off.
There's breaking news that the UAE has lifted the visa ban on Nigerians after 2 years.
Wow.
The United Arab Emirates has announced the resumption of visa services for Nigerian citizens wishing to visit the country.
That's great.
This comes 2 years after it imposed the visa ban, rejecting pending visa applications. A joint announcement by the government of Nigeria and UAE entitled Resumption of Visa Services for Nigerians Traveling to UAE said the visa ban was lifted on March 4, 2024.
That's yesterday.
Yes.
So those who said the federal government was...
so it's a very good move.
That's good news.
Yes.
All right.